Hello everyone, as you can see we have a white box, so it's going to be an unboxing video. Just let me give you a brief background about these guys. As you know, I got a bunch of ball pythons in a trade recently, but I'm not a ball python guy, I'm actually a venom snake guy. I had 5 pythons and one of them is adopted by my wife, so it's going to stay in the house. The Superfire Champagne, the pure white ball python. But the rest I traded against something that I could really breed and sell and make some money for my venomous collection, which is basically my main hobby and the entire reason for me to keep snakes. So these guys are quite interesting, but you know, they're not something that I would normally keep, and they're a bit of a controversial thing to keep actually. You'll see what I mean. But I got them because I'm gonna breed them hopefully this season. The male is quite small, but they assured me that it's gonna work. I don't think it will, but let's see. And you know, make some money actually. They're also quite interesting and something to show to people, but not necessarily to my interest. But again, 4 of the 5 ball pythons are gone, so there's some rack space opening for maybe something else that I'll show later. But let's look at these guys, and I'm gonna unbox them, then put them into their hibernating enclosure and hibernate them, well, brumate them, to use the correct word. Alright. Box in a box, so let's start with the small one. As you can see, there's not much to see, it's just a box, but the snake is right here. So let's get it out. And you know, I'm trying to keep things in frame, but this is not as easy as I think, so let's bear with me. Alright. Okay. And I don't know if you guys can see properly or not, but this is a scaleless corn snake. In fact, it is a scaleless green snow corn snake. And you can see there's scales on the belly, but not on the upper portion of the snake, except for a little patch here where I can see some scales. Yep, certainly interesting, certainly controversial. A lot of reptile keepers do not like these and would actually not like me keeping these, you know, some of my friends. But you know, they just are very different, and the touch is amazingly different, and they're a very interesting snake. Alright, I'm just gonna put this little guy into its little enclosure. It's quite stressed, so I'm not gonna mess with it much, but this is number 1. And I'm just gonna put them into plastic bins for now that are, you know, quite large, with fresh substrate and some fresh bedding, some fresh water. And I'm just gonna put them into a dark place that is about, you know, 15 degrees Celsius or so, maybe a bit warmer, because I cannot put them outside, as outside is very cold and it would probably kill them. But in the inside, you know, 15 to 20 is the lowest I get in my place, so hopefully it will keep them somewhat cold. Okay, now as you guys can see, this girl is much larger, and she is really adorable in my opinion. She's quite cold, but she is a good example of a normal scaleless corn snake. And as you can see, the belly scales are there. With scaleless ball pythons, those are even gone, and you know, those snakes seem to do very well without them. But these guys have their belly snakes, so the belly scales. So this is probably another mutation. But I mean, this snake just looks amazing. And this is a proven girl, so she has produced babies before. So my hope is that she'll be able to do that again in my place. And there's a scale here and a scale there on her body, but the upper portion is mainly scaleless. And you know, I have to tell you, even though I am not totally certain about this mutation, that's a spectacular snake. Very beautiful. And the value is quite good, as a proven breeder. This is a recessive mutation, and eventually the prices will go down. But currently they have a good price, and I think they'll help me get some rare venomous snakes in the future. Alright, this was a shorter video. I'll just put her into her hibernation chamber as well, and hopefully they will spend a couple months there and get ready for breeding. She's very cold right now, very cold, but quite active. I mean, my cobras wouldn't be this active at this temperature. So these snakes coming from the United States, they are used to cold temperatures. All right, she wants to go back to her bag. So let's get her face close to the camera one more time, maybe. Yep. All right. Take care. Bye.